Hi, this is Dallin Stringham in Sales Account Management, and for this video, I'm going to be talking to one of my friends who is hoping to get into sales right now. And so this video is really just going to be to give him a quick overview of what I've learned from the book and hopefully get him on the right track because before this, I really didn't think of trust as a huge aspect of sales. I mean, it's basically just they either want to buy from you or they don't. However, this book really puts into perspective, especially in this class setting, that trust is so important, not just in sales, but in any relationship. But we're mostly going to be talking about sales today because it's for my friend. So, just getting into it, there's the four cores of credibility, and that is integrity, intent, capabilities, and results. And I love the analogy in the book because it's a tree. So you have the roots, which are it's the integrity. It's essentially like who you are, your honesty, your beliefs, what you do, and then from there you get into the trunk, which is the intent, and that is what you want to do, what your goals are, what actions you're going to take. And then from there you get into the branches, and that is the capabilities. What can you do? Like, because of course there's the infamous overpromise underdeliver. You can say you can do something, but are you going to do it? Are you able to do it? Do you have the knowledge required? And so that's an important thing to remember when it comes to when you are looking at a sales role, like, can I do this, is important to remember. And then also when you're making promises to clients and customers, that is a huge important part, because if you don't have the capabilities, then you're not going to have the last part, which is the results, and that is the fruit of the tree. So you have the roots and the trunk and the branches, and then you have the fruit, which comes out. And essentially, like, back to that example, if you overpromise underdeliver, you don't have the capabilities and you don't end up having the results. Even if you have the right intent, you and integrity, you still break that trust because of that. And really, it all that trust revolves around that tree analogy, which I really love in this book. And so from there it goes into the 13 behaviors, which are key parts of trust. Now, I always recommend reading this book to my friend, but I think some of my top three behaviors when it comes to sales, and for someone who's hoping to get into sales, is create transparency, which means people often fear the unknown, and that's part of why they're so apprehensive towards salespeople, is because they don't know, like, is this person trying to work in my best interest? Are they just trying to win me over so they can make a quick buck? And so you want to do everything you can to create transparency. Of course, there's just certain things you can't share because you work for a company and you're obligated to do the best for them. But at the same time, just be like, I want to be very clear with you. This is what I can do. This is what I can't do. I want to help you as much as I can, but what can we do? And that's part of that negotiation skills. The next one is talk straight. Now, it can be really easy in sales to think you're a burden, or that you're interrupting people, or that they're probably not going to want what you're trying to sell, but you got to talk straight. You got to be open and clear and hide, like, the PPP, purpose fund payoff. This is why I'm here. This is what I'm going to do, and this is what value you get out of it. Do you want to continue this conversation? And when you have that transparency and you're talking straight, it makes a huge difference for people. And the last one is extend trust. And so this one's huge because it can be really hard to trust other people. Sometimes it's not trusting other team members in a group that you're working in, or it can be hard to trust that customers are going to follow through on some of their micro commitments or obligations sometimes. But you really have to trust and be willing to extend that trust, because I love in the last part of the book, it talks about our propensity to trust as humans. And when you are willing to extend trust, you can create stuff, because in the end of the day, we are here on this earth to love and serve one another. And of course, like, don't run into somewhere with blind trust, but you want to be willing to trust people, because when you do that, for both people you work with, in your home life, in your work life, with customers, it will make a huge difference in your life. And so I hope that this is helpful to my friend, and I actually will probably send this to him starting out his career and maybe get him a copy of this book. But it's been an amazing class. Thanks. Bye.